All right, I'm going to take you through kind of an anatomy of a module or a week in the assignments area to give you an idea of how to construct your sample module. So I'm in a course, and the first thing I want to do is go over to edit mode off and make sure that I can edit the course. So I'm going to turn it on, and then I go to the assignments area, and then in the assignments area I'm going to construct some folders for each week of the course. And how I do that is I go to build content, content folder, and then I'm going to add the basic information about the folder, perhaps add a description of it and put my settings on it. So I'll give you an idea of what that looks like. For example, for week 1 here, I'm going to edit it. And what I did was just give it a name, and I changed the color of the font for the name, and then in the text field down here I just put the dates in, and I wanted it to not show the folder but just show text. I'm not going to have users view it right away, but I am going to track user access. So then you hit submit. And then the next thing you're going to do is go inside of the folder, and that's where you're going to actually put your sample module content. So we're going to go through how I built this week 1. The first item right here is an item. So you go to build content and create item. And then I'll show you how that worked. I'm going to edit this item, and you can see it's fairly simple. Put my name in there, change the font color, added some text, used the bullets. Now sometimes the this button bar here might be collapsed so you don't see all the formatting options. So if you want to, you can expand it. So I put the bullets in, put a heading in, italicize my date, and then over here I wanted to add an image, and I wanted to make sure that the image that I used was a Creative Commons license. So I went to this mashup tool here, and I selected Flickr Photo, and then I went to more options, license, Creative Commons content, and I just searched for a term. So let's say I say instructional design, and it gives me some different photos. For example, I could preview this hierarchy, see if that's something I want to use, and if I did want to use it, I'd select it, and then I can set whether I want it to be a thumbnail or embedded right in the page, the size, whether you want the information about the image. I can preview it or submit, and then I actually right-clicked on the image and changed the alignment so it would align over to the right. And then you submit that, and then that's how I got, without any web design or anything like that, I got the page display like this. Now below the item, I wanted to have a discussion about how instruction works, and I did that on the discussion board, and I want to create a link to the discussion board. Now there's a couple ways you could do this. You could actually create the discussion forum from this area. You can go to Tools, Discussion Board, and when you do that, it'll prompt you to link to the discussion board page, select an existing forum, which in this case I already had, which is week 1, or you can even go down here and click Create New Forum, and it'll walk you through the creating of the new forum and then linking to it. In my case, since I already had the discussion board forum set up, I just created a course link to it. So I went up to Build Content Course Link, and then clicked Browse and navigated to my weekly discussion forums, in this case week 1, and I put in and then whatever step I want them to take, and you can see by looking at the course link that I have here, I said reply to how does instruction work part 1, and then I put the instructions in italics below it. So that is just a course link to the discussion board forum, and it goes right into the week 1 forum. So when you click on it, it actually doesn't take you to the discussion board. It takes you within the week 1 forum where you can see the thread. And I clicked create thread, and I created this thread, and the student would click on the thread, and they would see the directions and then reply to that. So I'm going to go back into the assignments area into week 1. So far we've done an item, we've done a course link, and this is actually a just a blank HTML page. So if I turn edit mode off here and click on it, it shows as a page with images and a link to the PDF version of it, but all it is a page that I created right within Blackboard. I didn't use any external authoring tool to do it. And so you go build content, blank page, and then you give the page a title, and you add the content, and you can add images or whatever you want there. So that is a blank page. This is a course link again. This is actually another blank page document. Here I have complete design exercise 1, and that is actually a folder within a folder. So I've hidden the icon, but actually when you click on this complete design exercise 1, it takes you into a folder where I've created an item with instructions and then some different activities or steps that the learner needs to go through to complete this design exercise. And the first one, I did use an external authoring tool called SoftChalk. So when you click on it, it actually opens an external tab and takes you through a series of steps. This is a link to the discussion board, that course link again, and this is another course link that just returns you back to the assignment area that we were just in. And then finally, the last activity is a self-assessment, and really this is just a quiz in Blackboard or test. So you go to assessments, test, and in this case I just select a test that I already created, or I can create a test from scratch, and we'll just take a look inside of it so we can see the format of the test. So the self-assessment in this case was just a graded question that asked the person to determine whether they met the criteria for the design exercise. This is a Likert scale question, and then an essay for feedback at the end. And that is pretty much the tools that I used in Blackboard to create a week of instruction.